Good morning, everyone. How are we all? Welcome to the How to Craft Network studio, everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning, and I hope you've all been able to see the stands so far that you've all come to see. I know you're all wanting to spend your money, but you need to spend about 20 minutes with me and the lovely Matt. We've got some fabulous shows lined up for you with lots and lots of guests. Now, for those of you that might not know who I am, my name is Toni, and I am the brand owner of Stamps by Me. I think most of you might probably know who I am. But does anybody know who this lovely gentleman is?
Maybe not, Tony. So I should introduce myself. My name's Matt McNamara. You can find me on Facebook and make friends with me as well if you want to maybe talk about things crafty. But we're going to be live today, aren't we, Tony, for different shows with different demonstrators. We've got lots of different brands making an appearance. We'll be starting, of course, with Emma, and she'll be demonstrating with Thirsty Brush Unlimited.
Yes, absolutely. So obviously this is the first time we've done a live show. There's going to be lots of learning fall out of it. We will try and shout as loud as we can for you all so you can all hear us. If you can't hear us, just stick your hand up in the air and we'll talk louder.
Oh no! Lots of people put their hands up.
Okay,
so,
well.
And you're very good at projecting yourself, Tony, whereas I'm a gentle, quiet soul.
Oh.
So
just keep them hands popping up every now and then, and we'll just remember to shout a little bit louder. But for our first demonstration, I'm going to leave the lovely show with Matt. He's very experienced. You all know him from Create and Craft. We have our first demonstration with Emma from Thirsty Brush. It's going to last for about 20 minutes, then we're going to take a 10-minute break. But throughout the course of today, you're going to be able to see lots of different brands. I'm going to hand over to Emma so I'm going to give her my microphone. She will come in and hopefully inspire you in one way or another. All of the products that we're using live in the How to Craft Network can be bought in the show if you are interested, but equally, you have a seat, you have a bottom, and just enjoy the show if you want to. So just give us 1 minute to change over. Have a fabulous day, everyone, because I'm going to go put a different hat on and do something different for the rest of the day. I'll see you all in a little while.
Oh, thank you very much, Tony, and thank you for welcoming me along to the How to Craft Network as well. This, of course, is going out on YouTube, live on YouTube, and it will be uploaded, of course, to the Stamping Together Facebook page as well. So if you're watching now or you want to recommend these shows to friends, the Stamping Together Facebook page will be the place to go afterwards. And with the demonstrations, we'll be looking forward to Glitzcraft, Pearly Winks, A Crafty Place, Funky Fossil, and Imala, Ink Made Art Like Art. We'll be starting off with Emma, who's already here. That was a very quick switch, Emma,
wasn't
it? With Thirsty Brush Unlimited. So whichever your favourite brands are, whichever your favourite demonstrations are, you'll be able to head to the website of the particular brand. You'll be able to buy or head to the How to Craft Network website as well. So hopefully you'll be able to see all the demonstrations afterwards and again and replays too. Oh, I hope everybody can. We've got hands up saying they can't hear. So I'll do my best to speak loudly in here. Sorry. Emma, how are you at projecting as well?
I've got a big mouth. I can shout. It's the one time it's going to come in handy.
I'll pretend my kids are here, and I'll pretend my kids have been doing something a bit naughty, and I'll project myself that way. Emma, what will we be seeing today?
Well, I've snuck some of the new Thirsty Brush stamps in. They're not actually out until the 18th on Create and Craft, but I have got some on the stand, and I'm going to give you all a sneak peek right now. Okay. Very excited.
All right. Well, so look, what are you going to do first then, Emma? What have you got?
I'm just going to make an art journal page.
Okay.
And I've got the new stamps here. I don't know. It is a stamp and die set. I don't know. There.
The best way to hold,
as well,
I guess. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out.
There. There we are.
Emma.
That's better, isn't it?
Here we are. We'll get you a nice close-up so you can see these stamps.
So these are the new girls.
Yeah.
Anybody that's seen any work that I do, they know I love to do the girls. It's like grown-up girls' world. So I'm just going to do an art journal page.
Okay.
I do have the new Stamps by Me ink pads. And it's going to be quite simple. I'm not going to do anything too much. I'm forgetting what these stencils are called, but they're all on the Thirsty Brush stand. I'm just going to start off by not being organised as usual. We'll start off with a little bit blue.
So that's the website to head to if you're seeing anything that you like today.
Yes.
The Thirsty Brush Unlimited is the brand, and the How to Craft Network is where you'll find everything if you're liking the look of something.
So all I'm doing is, it's a dye-based ink pad, which means it's water-based, which means it's water reactive. But all I'm doing is creating a little bit of texture in the background. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do to start off with. It's not, you don't have to overthink it. It's just nice and easy. What I have done with one of the stamps off here, I've stamped it lots of times, and then I've done a watercolour effect around it. And I've made effectively my own background papers. And then this die here, which is another sneak peek, is out on the 18th. And it's layering dies. I think there's about 6 in the collection, but it's a take on your nesting dies. They've got detail around the edges. And I just think it's a little bit different, something...
Yeah. Is that one of the bigger ones of the 8?
That's the biggest one,
okay.
yes. So they're a lovely size either for art journaling or your card making, absolutely everything. So all I've done, I've created the background, and then this is what I've done. I will do more of these on different demonstrations, just only got 20 minutes today, and that is the base.
Well, you know Toni stole a few of your minutes as well.
She did. But that's what she said. She says you can go first, and if it all goes wrong,
yeah.
you're the guinea pig. And then I've taken... Oh, hello.
Should we just give it a test? Oh, there we go. So sorry if you couldn't hear us before.
Hey!
Hooray! The lights are on.
Trial and error.
So if I hold this here, it's not too close.
And then I'm going to find a pink. Where's the pink? There it is.
If anybody gets physically harmed today by a microphone, it's going to be my fault.
I'm going to ink around the edges of the smaller heart. And like I say, these ink pads, I would happily replace every other dye ink pad that I've got, apart from the oxides, because that's a different beast, with these new ink pads. And of course the mat. So when you're stenciling, if you were making a card, you could have the magnets on the mat and it wouldn't move at all. But as well as that, it's obviously a glass mat, so you can do all your blending techniques on it as well.
So it's a magnetic glass mat?
It's a magnetic glass mat.
So if you're using your dies, if you're using magnets to hold things in place.
Yes, perfect. So I've made the background paper and the background hot, and then I'm going to matte and layer, but have it slightly off centre. And I'm going to have that one there. And then these girls, they come with a background die to stamp onto. And this is where your little Eureka comes in really handy. So I've got the girl and I've cut the die out, so it's just absolutely perfect. And then all I'm going to do is layer the stamp over the top. And it just takes away all the fussy cutting. And I got asked if I would do these, which we do listen.
So not a problem whether you die cut first, stamp later,
it doesn't
stamp
matter.
first, die cut later,
It's completely up to you. If you want to stamp and then die cut, it's personal preference. I don't know why I do it this way.
No.
I just do. And then it doesn't matter if it's slightly off centre. It's very forgiving, especially with our hair. And if you're stamping direct onto paper, you can't extend our hair and just do all sorts. It could be a mermaid, everything. Magical. There we go. And she's just lovely. She's got a lovely face and fashionable hair, and I've turned them into witches and all sorts. There's loads of samples over where I'm sitting demonstrating for the rest of the day if you want to come over. All I'm going to do is watercolour her face. Now, you can buy skin tones already made in watercolour form, but what you can do to make a skin tone is you can mix a yellow base with white, pink and brown and just add different amounts to get any skin tone that you want, so that it's all there. It's a really easy colour to make, but you can equally buy them ready-made as watercolours. They're just super quick, not precious about it, get the colour on, super easy, super fun.
Emma, that's the sign of a good stamp, isn't it? Where you've got the design, you've got the basic artwork, but you can do what you want then with it. You talk about making them into witches and mermaids, but then you've got, obviously you've die cut it, so you've got your limitations, you've got your outline, but stamped on a bigger sheet, build in your own swirls and hair and detail or
absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. And the thing is as well, when you get get a stamp and the details are not all there for you, you can actually make them your own. So if you want to add hearts into a hair, flowers, anything, you can. Grown-up girls world. That's what I like, do the makeup and things.
Yeah.
I'm going in with blue, and then I think this side I'm going to add some pink, because we can. Our very own hairdressers. Obviously, if you don't want to give her pink hair, you don't have to.
But that's the whole point. One day pink and blended and making purple and blues and pinks blended in. Next day, get your sparkle pens out, get your metallic pinks out,
Sparkly
get your
hair.
whatever it might be.
It'd be absolutely, I would love sparkly hair.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really would. I've just gone in. I have already got one painted because when you stand and demo and you can't really do what you would do at home, take your time and things. So, let that down. And I've got one with brown hair that I've done earlier, which you can see the big difference in them.
Yeah. It just shows you how versatile that stamp is. So once you take it your own direction. So once you've invested in a set of stamps, particularly these, you can be making a card or a piece for it, like a younger person or an older person in the family, like whichever way.
Exactly. And then what I usually do with the girls is I go into the pupil, add a little dot of white to sort of bring it to life, a little on the, do you know when you're looking at somebody and they've got the lip gloss on, you see that shine? Add a little bit on the lip, a little bit to the nose, and sort of brings it to life with the white pen. You don't have to be pressured, that it just highlights in. It just makes them sort of come to life. And you can give them blusher, get your eyeshadows and things out, or your soft pastels, put blusher on them, make them yours, basically. And then, because the girls, they cut the heads out, but the whole idea of that is so you can actually stamp her back in and then our neck will appear. So it can 3D them up, bring them to life. I'm not going to stamp her properly because I just want this sort of bit to be down. I'll stamp her there. Just like that. It doesn't need to be perfect because we just need this bit.
Yeah, that's lovely. You just wanted that suggestion, you didn't want the outside edge or anything.
Imagine putting all your inks and things on some white paper and then just sort of randomly. It could be so abstract and lovely. And we're going to pop her there. I am going to colour her neck in though, just with this. But with this one as well, I mean, all the samples will be appearing all over social media and things before long. Okay. Like I say, I've snuck these ones in, and I thought I'd far rather ask for forgiveness than permission. So I snuck you some in, but they are out on the 18th. Now, what I have got as well, what is wrong with me? This way. What I have got is some new dies coming out as well. So I've got this alphabet die, and I've got some other sort of backgroundy textured ones as well. These are out in the 18th. So I have that way, off there, or these ones as well. And they just add, so you know how I like to add texture behind stamped images and things?
Put a piece of white paper behind it there.
Ever so professional, aren't I?
just spare hand quickly. Get in
yes. And all I'm going to do is layer that there, and then I'm going to use this glue to stick it down. And there. Now this stamp set is called Perfectly Imperfect, which kind of sums me up.
You say perfectly imperfect? Perfectly
imperfect. Yes. It sums us up. I'm not too precious about where I go with the artwork. It's all about having fun.
Yeah.
So I've lost my little ink pad, so I'm just going to do it randomly.
Which colour were you looking for?
It was the stamping block, but I'll just do it this way.
Okay.
It's fine. I can always go back in later and exit, but Perfectly Imperfect is what this design set is called. And there we go.
Brilliant.
Do you want to do the turning around bit?
Absolutely wonderful, that is. Yeah, is everything glued down? We're not going to get anything,
everything's
any gravity
glued.
problems?
All good.
There we go.
There you
look
go.
at that composition. So you can see how beautifully the nesting dies, these are brand new on the way.
Brand new, on the 18th out. On Creating Craft, the 18th at 7 AM, you'll be able to get the dies. And the stamp sets, they're all out. Okay. I'm just sneaking them in early.
Okay, 7 AM, obviously sleep in, get them on the...
Yeah, 7 AM, don't sleep in.
Get them on the website at lunchtime. But then nesting dies there, so that's the biggest nesting die you've used on the face.
In the background.
And you've got the alphabet die as well, and that lovely girl's stamp and die as
they
well.
are, I do love the girls.
Yeah.
I'll be quick. I'll just be quick. The girls are they make us very happy. That's it.
Yeah.
They're just happy.
Well, take this with how you want on that. So anything you've seen today, this is of course going out live on YouTube. It's going to be there on the Facebook page as well for Stamping Together, but also on the How to Craft Network is where to go for making a purchase on anything you've seen today, and the individual brands of which. Emma, you are flying the flag for Thirsty Brush.
Certainly
Unlimited as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh.
There you go, Emma.
First one.
The first one, so the mistakes can be made on my part there, and we can learn as we go. But Emma, you've been absolutely brilliant, so thank you very, very much for that. This is going out live at the moment on YouTube, so if you are watching and tuning in on YouTube currently, thank you very much for your time. You'll also be able to watch this again on the Stamping Together Facebook page afterwards. So if you want to recommend to any friends or let them know where to find the shows and the demonstrations. Glitzcraft are on the way, so we'll be seeing Leona from Glitzcraft doing some demonstrations coming up next. Also, Pearly Winks are still to come. Thank you, Emma. But also an award-winning channel, the How to Craft Network. You'll be familiar already with much of the demonstrations and output from Toni on the How to Craft Network, and it's justifiably winning awards there. But don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any brand new videos on YouTube. Thank you very much, Emma. You've got all your stuff, leave the technology behind, take the crafting things with you. But justifiably is an award-winning channel as the How to Craft Network, a great place to go as a one-stop shop for multiple brands. And I know that Toni Darroch, hard-working Toni, lovely Toni, she champions those particularly smaller brands. So if you are looking for, anything designer with a particular twist to it, and you've got a particular style that you're searching for as a crafter, the chances are you will find it on the How to Craft Network. And as the name suggests, it's a friendly place. It's a place to go to find out exactly how it's titled, how to craft. You're not there thinking, I've got this, now how do I use it? Or I've seen somebody do this particular technique, but how do I do it? It's that community and how-to network to teach you the crafting techniques, make it a happy, positive experience when you're crafting and you're making as well. But also a warm welcome to Practical Publishing here, live today at the show here at Port Sunlight. And Toni will be launching her first ever crafting box kit with Practical Publishing later on in the year in November. So do watch out for that. And with the crafting box kit, you've got everything you need in that kit to work together. So something that is going to work in tandem with the other items in the box kit. So you've got everything you need to follow the steps with how to actually get the best out of the craft kit. Watch out for it. It's coming up later on this year in November and brought to you by Practical Publishing with Toni Darroch and of course the Stamps by Me brand as well. The glass mat seems to be a bit of a mainstay here. This is the magnetic glass mat from Stamps by Me. There's a smaller one next to the main glass mat. And if you're a die cutter, you'll be helping sort of line up a design maybe with metal dies, but much better design for magnets to actually keep elements of a piece of paper crafting down and in the right place as you go, as you build your stamping. So live in the room today as well, we're live on YouTube. This is going to be on the Facebook page as well, so the Stamping Together Facebook page. But I can't forget the live audience that are here today for us at Port Sunlight. Now that everybody can hear me, is everybody having a wonderful time as well? Have we got mainly paper crafters and stampers in the room as well? Quite noisy when you don't want them to be noisy, quiet when you want them to be noisy. I don't know, it's lovely to see so many happy crafting faces around as well. Live with wonderful demonstrations happening through the day here and live now on YouTube, of course, with demonstrations from all of the different brands that are demonstrating today. Glitzcraft coming up next. That's Leona that's going to be demonstrating with Glitzcraft. She's here, she's ready to go. And also Pearly Winks. Simon is going to be demonstrating with Pearly Winks as well. So it's all about the how-to and demonstrations today. Just keeping an eye on the time as well. So Leona, are you ready to come in? Are you ready to go on? Let's get in there. We'll see Leona demonstrating now with Blitzcraft. Hello there, we are live at the moment, of course, for you on YouTube, and this will be on the Facebook page for Crafting Together as well. My name is Matt, and we are here live with Leona from Blitzcraft.
Hello.
Leona, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And how's the show so far? Lots of people, aren't there?
There's lots of people, yeah. So David and Lisa are back on the stand running about like crazy people, trying to get everybody sorted. So yeah. all good.
And if you had to wrap glitz craft up in, say, let's not say 2 words, because those would be glitz and craft. But if you had to wrap glitz craft up and explain it and the vibe in a few short words, what would you say?
Oh, stencils and lots of glitter.
Okay.
Yeah, so glitter paste that is fast drying, goes on pretty much any surface, and it just does what it's supposed to do.
So for a card maker,
Perfect. Yeah, really good.
Okay.
Really good.
What sort of demonstration are you going to be doing today then as well? Really?
So we've got 2-layer stencils that I brought with you today to show you, and as they imply, you get 2 different layers. So you get the background layer, and then we also get the top layer. So we'll start off always with the background, and that is done using ink pads. I mostly use Make Art inks, which is a blendable dye ink, but you can use just about anything. So it's not a, you know, you don't. If you've got like oxides and things at home, you can use all that. You don't have to use the specific ones that I do. Obviously, if you want them, we've got them, but it's completely up to you. So we'll start off by taking the background stencil and just sticking it down, if I can get the tape off.
You've got the nails for it?
I know, but it sometimes works the opposite way, trying to get the tape off when you've got nails. So
I'm here for you, Toni.
there we go. We got it. We got it. Right. So with the tape, it is stencil tape. It's not masking tape, even though it looks very much like masking tape. Okay. The reason you don't want to use masking tape is because it actually will tear your card when you pull it off. So
okay,
all
so
the way around.
Less tacky.
Yeah, it's a lot less tacky, which means that when you go to remove it, it doesn't tear all the edges of your card. So it's a really good one. So I've got that all taped down. If you can, I don't know whether the camera can see it or anybody in the audience can see it. It has got a little deer on the top. He's not attached at the top, so when I'm doing the ink, I don't want to brush downwards because I could catch and either bend it or the ink will go straight underneath it. So
I don't know what that noise was.
I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully it's not me. I've got no jewellery on, so it shouldn't be that. So I've just got a stencil brush and I'm just inking up the brush, and then it's just lightly going over the top. These are quite subtle colours. So obviously if you want a darker colour, then you can go just over it a bit more, or just keep blending on top of each other. So this was meant to be blue, but I think I've used a green brush. So blend that over.
How many times does that happen to us though when we get a blending brush or
it's always the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's always the wrong one.
Yeah.
So, and now I've got a bit of pink on this one, hopefully. And just again, through the middle, just to get the colour onto the background. So, and I always go in a swirl pattern, just because I think it makes it blend much easier. So, just keep going and add in as much or as little of the ink as you want to. There we go. And then we can remove this whole thing. And you can use that again. You don't have to wash it each time because we're not using the glitter paste on it, we're just using inks. So pop that one to the side, and then we bring this one in, and we just line it up. I don't know whether you can see, it's got some blank spaces obviously where like the deer was and the trees were. So now we just line that one up over the top. It doesn't have to be exact, but close enough is good. And then some more tape to hold that in place. Now the tape is reusable, so if you do want to use it on another project or another card afterwards, then you can do that.
Such a clever part of stencil design to get the detail that you want from a stencil. Make 2 stencils.
Yeah, it's causes headaches occasionally because you want so much detail, but then obviously because it's all laser cut, you've got to watch that all the pieces don't fall through. Yeah. So it's all got to be attached somewhere.
It's the classic one, isn't it? You can draw a picture of what you think a nice stencil would be, and then you realise when it's made as a stencil,
you lift it up and all the bits fall out.
Happens to us all.
So with the paste, if you haven't seen it before, you want to use a small amount on the bottom of the knife, so always on the base. And then you're literally pressing it on and then just spreading. So I'm going to leave some spaces and not fill the whole tree in, because I'm going to go back with a different colour. So again, small amount over the top.
And if I wanted to use one of these stencils just on its own and use it independently,
Absolutely,
you can.
absolutely. So pop that off. I'm just going to wipe off the knife in between colour. And I like doing weird coloured trees, so I don't do your normal green trees. Get some blues and purples and things in there.
So it's always fantasy colours, so not limited by the real life.
It's a bit, it's funny because I did it, the first time I ever did this stencil, I did it in normal colours. So your deer was like copper and your trees were green. And everybody was like, oh, it's nice. But then when I started doing it in pinks and blues, everybody was like, oh my God, I wanted it. I want that stencil. So
you can read the feedback there.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And then the wow factor comes in when you start.
When you start, exactly. When you do something slightly out of the ordinary. And that's the good thing about card making, is that you can make it whatever colour that you want to make it.
Yeah. That's what we've always said, haven't we? Once you've got the stencil, once you've got the stamp, the artwork then follows in whatever direction you want it to be completely different each time. You've got the power in your hand in the form of whatever that might be, whether it's a stamp or a die or a stencil.
So we've removed the tape from all the other sides, but we've left one side still stuck down. Keep that as your hinge, and then that way all we have to do is lift it up and off.
Okay.
And that stencil then just goes straight into a little bowl of water.
And you're using the water this time because you were using that glitter paste?
Exactly, because you don't want the glitter paste to dry onto the card because it makes it really difficult to clean the stencil. So that is it finished, and then you can either heat it dry or just leave it alone and let it dry. It takes about 4 minutes to dry on its own.
Okay. So if you're batch making, have your heat already.
Yeah.
If you've got time, just leave it.
Or yeah, exactly. Just lay them out on a table. Just remember that you have put them down and they are still wet, because the worst thing you want to do is come along and put something on top of it and smudge it all.
But how many times have we all done that though, with different stencils, when we go on with the next layer of something, we think, oh, what have I done?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I used to do it all the time with the Stickles glue, you know, the little glue.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to do it all the time with that, which is why we developed this paste, because I was so fed up of smudging the Stickles glue that I was like, no. So we actually made this on our own.
So quick drying, that 4 minutes is brilliant, really,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And then if you want to, you can just add, this is just a quickie glue pen. I'm just going to go around the outside of the circle. And let me grab another card, and then you can sprinkle. So this is Glamour Dust, which is basically just an iridescent glitter. But you can sprinkle that off, and it just gives you a little edge, which is really pretty, and then even a little zigzag down the bottom. Sprinkle that one on. There we go. And that is...
Oh, it's a beauty.
It's
Absolute
finished.
beauty. Yeah, do you mind me holding it
You
up?
do, go ahead, Matt, yeah.
There we go. Look, I'm just going to hold that up there for the camera, just put it there for you, so that you can see all of the detail. And that's just so quick and easy to make. When you've got your 2 layers of stencils, blending your inks, and then when you layer in your reindeer as well, you've got that last of stag, you've got that final layer then of your beautiful, beautiful glitter paste coming in. And the drying time, so quickly, 4 minutes?
About 4 minutes without heat, about 30 seconds to a minute with heat, depending on how you want to do it. If you don't have a heat tool, don't panic, you don't need it. A hairdryer works just as well. So you don't have to, even, I know it's not a lot of people have got the heating on yet, but if you want to, if you've got the heating on, you can even just sit the card on top of the radiator for 30 seconds as well, and that'll dry it off.
Yeah, I know we should keep it about craft, but I'm waiting with my heating. It's not nowhere near on. Yeah.
It's that's the good thing. The paste also goes on to just about any surface. I said that earlier. So you can put it onto fabric, you can put it onto glass, metal, wood, mirrors, phone cases, iPad cases. Somebody's even used it on a suitcase, so that they know in the sea of black suitcases coming off the conveyor belt that one's mine, because it's got a big glittery flower or something on it.
Yeah, you're not going to miss your suitcase, are you? And you didn't mention acetate.
Acetate, yeah, acetate as well. Obviously, if it's heat resistant acetate, then you can heat dry it. If it's not, just let it dry on its own. Otherwise, you'll end up with a crinkly ball of cling film.
Yeah, never point to heat or non-heat. These are all mistakes we've all made, and we can all smile and nod about it because we've all made them at some point in the past. Oh, brilliant, Leonie. You're moving on to a different stencil.
Yes, so this one is the Let It Snow. So it is another one that we can do. And I'm going to show you a slightly different technique. Am I? No, I'm not, because I don't have my white paste with me. So we won't be showing you a different technique on that one.
Okay.
If you want to see a different technique using white paste, you'll have to come and visit the stand and I'll show you there. Because I forgot to bring it.
So if you're here live today for us, let's start of course live on the stand with much of what we're using today on the live demonstrators. And if you're watching this live on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. It's going to be uploaded onto the Stamping Together Facebook page, so you can watch at your leisure. But then if the owner's using anything, the best place to go would be if I'm watching from home and going
we've got the website, so it's www.gltzcraft.co.uk. You'll get everything on there. Or if you're going to be in Newcastle tomorrow or Glasgow next weekend. So I'm not home for 2 weeks. I've got the biggest suitcase ever because I'm not home at all for 2 weeks. So the kids will be like, I dread to think what my house is going to be like when I go back, after 3 children being there on their own. So I say children, the oldest is 22, so it's not like they're kids, but still.
They're always children.
Yeah.
But you know what your first words are going to be, what have you done? What have you done to my house?
Oh, yeah, usually I get a text on the way home from my oldest saying, when are you home? And I know that that's because they're busy cleaning.
Yeah. So here we go, you're going straight in with the stencil paste then, no ink.
Exactly, no ink on this one. So you can obviously keep things different colours where you want them. So if you want like the holly to be green and the berries to be red, you can do all that. Other way that I quite like doing it is to do like a two-tone. So we'll go, I think this is lilac. So we've got lilac, and I'm going to do on the top half of this words. And then I'm also going to do that on the bottom half of this word. So scrape all the extra paste back off so that you're not wasting anything, and it goes back into the pot. And then,
speaking of which, I'm thinking about that glimmer dust. Did that go back in the pot?
Yes, it did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. I can stop stressing about it. Because as soon as you did it, I was like, oh no, how's that going to go back to such a tiny little...
No, we took the lid off and poured it back in that way.
I wasn't watching.
So now I'm just going to fill in this middle section with the paste. And I always like to just go slightly back over the previous colour because it gives you a nice blended effect rather than having a stripe. Obviously, if you want to have a stripe, then you can leave it with a straight line. You can even mask it off if you want to. So if you want to have 2 distinctly separate colours, you can use a bit of the stencil tape just to mask it off. But I quite like having it blended. So now we'll move on and do the holly leaves in the corner. And the good thing about stencils is you don't have to use the whole thing. If you want to just use the snowflake that's in the top corner, or you want to use the holly and make like a border along the bottom, you can do that just by lifting your stencil and moving it once the paste's dry.
Are they thick enough stencils to go through your embossing machine as well?
Yeah, they do give you a very, very light image. So it's probably better to actually use an embossing tool and go through it that way rather than running it through the machine. So there we go. Now we've got the holly berries down in this corner, which are very small. But if you just use a really, really small amount of paste, so if I pop that down there, then the camera can see. It is a teeny, teeny, tiny little bit of paste that I'm using just to get those 3 little berries in the corner. And then again, scrape it off and your extra paste goes back into the pot so we don't waste anything. If you find that you've had the paste for a while and it starts getting a little bit dry, a little bit thick, you can add water to the paste and that stops it from drying out. So you can literally have it till it runs out. keep the tape on the top again, remove the ones from the sides, and then just lift it up and off, and you've got a perfect image of what you want.
That's a very clever technique, actually, to take off 3 sides, because if there was a bit missing, could you...
Exactly. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that I've actually missed a whole pet. Oh, we've lost it. Hello. It wouldn't be the first time that I've missed a whole flower or the part at the beginning of a word. So if you keep the top side still hinged, if you do find that you've missed something, you can let it drop back down again and go over the same bit that you've missed for a bit.
It's a bit spooky, isn't it?
Well, getting up to Halloween, so...
Don't speak about Halloween. Oh, I hope not. Hello. I have to recharge the batteries.
Yeah, we'll just have to shout now.
Yeah.
So there we go. That is it all done.
Oh, that's lovely. Let's hold that up just so we can go here. That's beautiful, Leona. Thank you so much. I think we've lost the microphone altogether.
We've lost the mic,
reason.
so...
Yeah. Maybe it needs recharging. Hello. But that is a wonderful, wonderful card there. Made no stamping, just pure...
No, just stencils, that's it. Just
stencils.
stencils.
Well, Leona, thank you.
You're very welcome.
You've already said where the best place is to go,
Yes,
so on the website.
on the website, if you want, we've got obviously probably about 2,000 stencils, which we obviously can't bring with us. But
Don't buy them all.
No. Well, you can if you like, but...
But you can. If you're really, really rich, and there's nobody complaining and saying,
exactly.
No problem. Oh, Leona, thank you so much.
You're very
That's
welcome.
absolutely amazing. I'm going to put this down because I think I've got a feeling it's
we've
gone
lost
now. But anybody watching online, they can still hear us okay. It's only those in the room here that might be struggling. But Leona, thank you. That's
You're
amazing
very welcome.
to see from Glitz Craft, of course. And we'll be back. We'll give it about a 10-minute break now. We're live at the moment on YouTube. We'll be streaming this on the Stamping Together Facebook page soon. But we will take a short 10-minute break now, and we'll be back with our next demonstration in the form of Simon from Pearly Wings. Lovely to have your company here on How to Craft Network as well. We're live on the YouTube channel currently, and this will all be uploaded onto the Stamping Together Facebook page as well. So if there's anything you want to go back and see, you'll be able to find it on there with the How to Craft Network and the Stamping Together Facebook page. My name's Matt, of course. We're here still live at the venue at Port Sunlight for the Stamping Together show. So lots and lots of happy crafters and happy customers are here live with us, but also happy exhibitors in the shape of Simon from Pearly Wings. How are you doing today, Simon?
I'm good, thank you, Matt.
You got your headset on?
Yep.
Is it comfortable? It's not digging in at all?
Nope.
All good. And how's the show been going for you so far?
It's really good, and it's lovely to see everyone come down to see us and have a nice chat.
It's been a very different few years, hasn't it, for the crafting community? How does it feel to be back face to face with everybody?
It's really good, and it's nice to get to chat to people. We started, I think, just as we came out of lockdown, we did our first craft show, and it was really quiet back then. It's nice to see a lot of people out.
And with Pearly Wings, if anybody's brand new to the brand Pearly Wings, what would you stand for? What's your... Because I would say it's quite a wide crafting remit that you've got at Pearly Wings.
Yeah, so we're mainly inks, and we do some stamps and stencils. It's all about colour and fun.
Yeah, colour and fun, but you've also got these cool products that sort of fit in the gaps there, that if you want to add a bit of sparkle here or a bit of a twinkle there,
yeah,
or a Pearly Wing.
That's where it came from.
I mean, it's good to keep things on brand. What are you going to be doing today for us this time?
So today I'm going to be using one of our, two of our products. It's the same sort of concept, but one of them is our bestseller, which is our Stampering, and then we've just launched a Stampering Pro Press, which sold out in 14 minutes.
Wow.
Great craft.
Wow. So if anybody has got one, it's a great demonstration to watch, to see another example of how to use it, how to craft with it, and if anybody hasn't, this is a good sort of introduction to see why so many people have loved it and why it's sold out so quickly.
Yeah,
All right, brilliant stuff. Right, so I'm going to take it away. Where do we go then? Where do we go first?
Right, so I put my card in, I've got my press, my stampering in the press. I put my card in, and then I'm going to put my stamps on. So I'm going to choose 2 stamps, and I'm going to stamp them in a lighter ink. So I'm just making sure that it fits there first of all within that first gap. And then I'm going to take another one and just sort of follow on that gap. So I've put 2 in so that I don't have to do every single one, I can do every second turn. And I'm just going to do those in a lighter ink. So these ones are just going to do the background. So I'm going to miss this one, and I'm going to turn it into that point there. It doesn't matter if it overlaps. I'll miss that one into that one.
Do you always miss one?
You don't always miss one. Because I've got 2 stamps on, it's going to fill in the gaps more. But if I just add the one stamp on, I'll be turning it every one turn.
And I'm going to guessing it's a must to have your Eureka 101 or similar stamping platform to make it.
Yeah, so I love my Eureka because it holds everything in perfect, it doesn't overlap, but it will work in other stamp presses as well, and this is just my stamp press of choice.
And I can tell why, because it is an amazing piece of kit, the Eureka 101. It's beautifully made, beautifully designed, and I know so many people that have had one for years and just never let them down.
Yeah, no, it's well loved.
Yeah.
I can just leave it, if I've got inks already in there, I can just leave them in there, let them dry, and then just reactivate with water. So that's my final one in that layer. Then I'm just going to switch my colours out. I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm just going to turn it 1, and then that's going to fill in all the gaps. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And then I'm going to turn it twice now, just to fill in any of the gaps that are missing. It's very methodical indeed, Simon, as well. You can see where you're going, and if you just want to reassure yourself,
close the lid and sort of practice and say, right, it's going to be there, I've got it all in the right place, I haven't miscounted at all.
Yeah, it's really simple.
One of those that's quite methodical as well. Quite, you know, when you do a particular craft and you can just get carried away with it, you don't realise where the time has gone.
Yeah, once you get into it, you don't really need to pay attention. You can do two things. I can't do two things at once usually. But I can still talk and do this at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do, so it creates a perfect circle. What you can do is then go in with another stamp and fill in these gaps, just to make it more of a circle. I'll show you on this one.
But that's absolutely amazing though on that, because you know you can get these perfect wreaths, perfect circles, but you've used minimal stamps. So you know you've got, in terms of an A5 stamp set, you've got so many different designs that you can squeeze into one set, because you're not taking up a lot of room or costly manufacturing, making a big wreath stamp. You're building your own wreath.
Yeah, depending on how you lay your stamps down as well, you're going to get a different result every time, but it's great for batch making, especially in your stamp press, because it's always going to be in the same place. So you just do one wreath, then do another, and then go back in with the second stamp or something like that.
Understood, Simon, understood. There you go, buddy. I'll take it off you.
So this one is called the Stampering Pro Press, and this one's slightly different. So with this, you can literally pop it anywhere. So if you've got an A3 board, if you've got a box, or something that you wouldn't naturally fit into a stamp press, you can use this and just pop it wherever you want on the board. It's got magnets in it, so it'll hold it all in place. And then this is going to be what you're working on, so you don't need to move your card around, you're working directly onto this. So you've got guides on it as well. So the guides will tell you if you fall into this triangle here, I only have to turn it every one turn. Whereas if it overlaps, say 2 of those, I know I have to turn it every 2 turns then.
Because of the size of the circle, so you're the further in you are, or the further out you are, depending on how much you're turning.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the same sort of thing on this one. I'll go in with the green. So I'm going into the 1 point. I'm going to do all the odd numbers first of all. So 1, 3, just around the edges you've got all the numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7. And you can see that pattern's building up a lot quicker doing it this way. That's because I'm not having to turn the card.
You've got quite good control on the hand as well. So you know, in terms of holding that, in terms of gripping that, it seems like it's quite friendly to anybody, depending on the use I've got in my hands, or because I sometimes have quite bad days on my knuckles.
I get tingles and numbness in my fingers, whereas this is a lot easier.
Yeah, just is that grip, isn't it? Somebody sending you messages from off to the side.
Right, so I should have left those.
Is it the fan? Simon, a really big heckle. Really good.
Right, so I took that off there by accident. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in and just popping that back in its place where it was.
Oh, I think you've sold one, Simon, actually. We've got questions about the price.
We've not actually got any with us today, because they did sell out, but you can pre-order them over at the stand for £25.
And if anybody's watching now live on YouTube, or when this is uploaded on the Stamping Together Facebook page, you'll be able to find Pearly Winks on the website. I think a little deal's being done here. So I'll just politely talk over it or between it. Keep you chatting.
So now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do all my even numbers. Oops, no, I've done that wrong.
Well, that's interesting. You can go over again, because I often do that as well. If you wanted to, you could make it even more ink, stronger, bolder.
So I'll do these ones and then I'll go back in and do it different. I didn't move my stamps over.
It's lovely to see it demonstrated actually here, Simon, because I know on social media or on Facebook I saw a Pearly Wings post showing a few finished samples, and I couldn't work out how they'd been done. I could see the design, I could see these beautiful mandala designs, corner designs, like a fan shape, and I thought they looked incredible, so it's wonderful to see it on a live demonstration today.
Right, so I'll take those ones off there. I'm just going to fill in the gap. I'll fill in the gap with this one. I'll pick that up.
So a very similar system, then you place your stamp where you want it,
Yeah.
pick it up, and then when you come back in, you know, as long as you're lining up your numbers, as long as you know where it was.
Yeah, as long as you've got it in position, or you picked it up from somewhere, it's going to go in the same spot on each of them. So I'm doing this every one turn because I want it to fill in the same gap on all of them.
And what's it made from as well? Is it,
What's
what's it constructed from?
It's constructed from 3mm. Is it medite?
Oh, okay.
It's not MDF. Well, it's a form of MDF, but it's
Tough stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
safe.
pretty. It's very good looking piece of
it does come as a kit, and you just design it yourself. So you put it together and design it however you want to design it. So I've missed one there, so I know that I need to go there.
So you can now come back, yeah.
Yeah, and if you do, oh, it doesn't stamp correctly. As long as you go right into the corner with your stamp press, you're not going to get a halo.
Right. So right into the corner, and then go in and double stamp it if need be, but
Yeah.
as long as you're matching up with where you were.
So I keep missing one out.
It's very hard to go wrong, actually.
And then the last one, number 16. So you can get a perfect wreath. If I wanted to do some more on that, I could pop some little berries in there as well in a different colour just to fill it out, and then a sentiment in the centre as well.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Simon. It's a beautiful design, two beautiful designs, done very different methods,
Yeah,
similar results, but you know, it's how you want to craft, isn't it? It's the freedom of being able to make what you want, how you want, in the colours that you want. Once you've got the right tools in your hand, you've got the freedom to do it.
yeah, and it's really simple to use, and it's great fun once you get using it as well.
And as we say, unavailable at the moment in terms of the tool, but will be available Pearly Wings website.
Yep, they can be pre-ordered from our stand or on the website, but at the moment we've not got any in stock. It'll be about a week for the dispatch.
Not long to wait then, not long. So yeah, it's good.
That's all.
All right, Simon, look, thank you so much. Some wonderful demonstrations. It's so good. Anybody that's seen posts from Pearly Wings on Facebook, like myself, and you wondered, you know, just how are those beautiful, exact, precise patterns made, then there it is. That's how easy it is to do it. The power is in our hands to do it as well. Simon, thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
All right, well, we've got live demonstrations happening all the way through today, courtesy of not only Simon from Pearly Wings, but many other brands and companies. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching live on YouTube at the moment. Anything here today will be uploaded onto the Stamping Together Facebook page as well, so you'll be able to see it on there. And don't forget, it's the How to Craft Network, howtocraftnetwork.com, of course, where you can find everything. You can shop to your heart's content as well, or go straight onto websites like Pearly Wings website as well. Stay tuned, there are more demonstrations coming up this afternoon live on this YouTube channel. Hello there, you're watching us live here on the YouTube channel for How to Craft Network. My name is Matt and we are here with Karen from A Crafty Place as well. Welcome along, Karen. How are you today?
Spot on, thank you. How are you?
And I'm very good. That's very kind of you to ask.
Nice.
You've got a round of applause here for you, Karen, as well. So there we go.
Thank you.
And lovely to be live on YouTube as well, because the amazing thing with technology is that we can be literally beamed around the world. So hello to Iceland. Hello to America, hello right the way across the world, wherever you are watching this, live on YouTube on the How to Craft Network, or maybe you're watching it at some stage at your leisure, because that's the beauty of YouTube, isn't it? You tune in whenever.
Definitely.
And on Facebook as well, this will be uploaded onto the Stamping Together Facebook page as well, so anything Karen does today, this is the scary bit, anything you do today, Karen, we can always rewind and watch again and again.
Oh, that's usual.
We can roll with that, it's absolutely fine.
Roll with it.
So tell me about A Crafty Place then. How would you, because this is a crafty place, where we are now in Port Sunlight.
It certainly is, yeah. A Crafty Place, they started business about just over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
They deal with a lot of different companies, Crafters Companion, but definitely from creative expressions. And they come to your craft areas and bring you like a mini shop.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And it's nothing that they don't, well, there is something that they don't sell, but you can get 90% of everything that you want.
So whatever kind of crafty you've got it covered.
Well, it's covered, yeah. There's Anne and Michael, married couple, lovely couple, and then they employ me and ask me to come and do demonstrations and talk to people and virtually let me sit there and play.
And they've asked you that because you love what you do and you're good at what you do.
I do love what I do, yeah. It must makes me smile.
All right. Well, what are you going to be showing us today, then, Karen?
Well, I've got nothing planned. I've not got any sample made. What we are going to do is we're just going to do what I normally do and play.
I like that. So freeform, just go for it.
Yeah, all the way. What you will have to do for me is you'll have to keep an eye out for the time.
Okay. All right.
So you keep me informed on time to make sure I don't overrun.
Yeah.
Because being a Yorkshire woman, that's what I usually do.
I'll keep an eye on you, Karen. I'll keep an eye on everybody there watching at home as well. Keep an eye on her, make sure. Oh wow, look at this. All right.
So, anybody that does any messy crafting, please remember that it gets everywhere, it goes all over your hands. If you want to keep your house clean, go and get some puppy pads. I usually joke and tell them that Anne and Michael provide these for me because they don't let me get up during the day, but it's not. So I'm just going to get some cardstock. I've cut this one to 6x6, and then I'm going to use I've got to put my glasses on now. This is where I learned to see. So I've got the Cosmic Shimmer Pixie Bursts, I've got a black cherry, and I've got an orange slice.
And Cosmic Shimmer Rainbow Ultra by Creative Expressions.
It's Creative Expressions, definitely. And then I have this most wonderful spray. And this one's a woodware one that Anne and Michael have there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... This is like watercolour in a box, in a bottle. It's powder, complete powder. No water added. It can be added to texture paste, it can be added to glossy accents, anything that's liquefied, this can be added and it can colour it. So if you've got a clear glitter, you can add it to a clear glitter glue and make it whatever colour you want. Glossy accents is wonderful because you can do the blobs and everything else. So what I'm going to do is go around the outside. Now there are two ways that you can do with my mister. You can spray it and it'll just do a nice fine spray. So if I may, I'm just going to spray it, and that's a nice fine spray. So if you only want a nice little subtle background, you can do it like that. However, I want it to be Halloween-y, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to really wet it.
My goodness me, what a product. So you could have left that and dried it off.
I could have left that and
just
dried
had a
it
beautiful
off.
speckle, but this is incredible.
And then this is incredible. Now, obviously, paper will bend. Unless you wet it on the other side, then you can keep it straight, and it goes wherever it wants. You'll never get anything uniform with Pixie Burst. Absolutely wonderful. If you like to look and go, oh, that's the one that you want. Because that's wet, I'm going to move this out of the way. Am I all right just to come out of shot and put this underneath the table? There we go. Then you let that dry. The paper will straighten out.
Yeah.
Any nice good white cardstock, any cardstock that you want to use, watercolour if you want. And this is one that I did previously on the evening there.
Well, that's absolutely phenomenal. It's never the same twice, like you say.
You
It's
will
free-forming, and you've
never
got no.
ever get
There's
the
no
same
plan with the.
twice.
Yeah.
What I am going to do is swap it for one that I did with 3 colours, so you can see the differences that you can make with it. But I absolutely love it. Now, if you're like me and you don't wear gloves, you end up with hands like this.
Right.
All I advise that you need to do is don't wash them with hot water, just soap water and cold water, and that will take that off. If you wash them with hot water, it stains your skin.
Okay.
But cold water will not let it stain your skin. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our beautiful, beautiful creative expression dies. So we've got one here that is a haunted house, and inside that one it also comes with lots of little ones. And then we have a nice little one here as well, where she drops it.
You have
Yeah.
rescued it, haven't you? Yeah.
Yep, and it's got a witch and a cauldron and all different other, a frog, a bat, a cat, even a hand coming out of a tomb, a piece of bone, and a broomstick. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pop my dies on. Excuse me, I've not got everything out of there. Pop the dies on there. Oh, I'm going to do them upside down because I put my cutting plate on top of them. I've got the bat and I'm doing them all at once. Sometimes this may cut, sometimes it may not. It all depends on your machine and how new your machine is and how you can use it. However, a quick tip is I'm going to pop that through once. Do you hear that crack?
Did indeed, yes.
That's a wonderful crack.
You want to hear that, don't you?
You've got to hear that. That means the dies have cut. What I'm going to do now, because these have all got embossing onto them, I'm going to lift the bottom plate out, put that one in there, and you can see it's still into the cardstock. Some of it looks like it may have not cut. That is because I put quite a lot onto that plate.
I did wonder that actually, especially when you put the big house on there as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I was at home, I'd just cut that
Just
on
to
its
the
own.
house, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
However, I've got an embossing sheet here.
So this is like an extra push.
This is an extra push,
an extra
but
cut and a squeeze through.
it will just finish it off if you don't have them cut properly. However, what it will do, and it can be quite difficult because you can see it's squashing it all the way through. Build some right muscles up this way as well. And then we're going to take that off, and it does cause a little bit more pressure. Let me get rid of that machine out of the way. And
Yeah, these are beautiful. Yeah, you've got the cut and emboss coming through there already.
you've got the cut and emboss coming through. You can see here on the cat, you've got all the little things certainly coming through. I will get the house out and show you.
Yeah.
There's one that I have done previously. I cut them out previously so that you've got a chance to do it. But if you see the house, look at all that embossing. And that's by using the mat. And then,
Thank you, Karen. We're just coming in closer to see that as well.
yeah.
Nice.
And then I'll swap it with the one that I've taken the houses out. And you can,
So you can see the
down
windows,
there,
yeah.
the windows. Pop some orange behind it. You've got lights coming through. Everything else there.
It just, I don't know if any of our live audience here today is thinking, or anybody watching live on YouTube or on Facebook on the Stamping Together page, but a little bit of gilding wax on that would look brilliant, wouldn't it?
It will look absolutely beautiful.
But the
We also
beauty is
have
that whatever
gilding.
you use though, it doesn't matter.
Whatever you use on that, yeah, you can see it through, definitely. We have a gilding polish, Creative Expressions do a gilding polish that Anne and Mike will do, and it's got a flat sponge, and that takes it straight over the top and makes it really, really pop. So, going to this bit now, we've got 6x6, that's virtually the same as what I did previously. I've got a little bit of a curl, have a bit of curl on there, and you can unwind it going backwards. And all we're going to do now is start building a little scene up. Now, I've got a white pen, and if I just go through, you can see the embossing parts, and I'm just going to go in with a white little pen. So you can see how this is completely embossed, even down to the hat and everything else, and it will just bring it all out for you. We've got the roof there coming through, and the roof on that side coming through, and then you can go round the outside to make it, highlight it and bring it out. And then what now? And then we're just going to start sticking it on and seeing how we go. It'll not be perfect, but I don't believe crafting has to be perfect. I like it. It's spooky, it's spooky, it's old. I'm going to start with the house. And another little tip. These are woodware glue bottles, and I filled them with our cosmic shimmers, and we're always getting dry glue bottles. I put them into what we call blue tack, pink tack, anything that is a sticky tack that you normally stick something on the wall and come off. It's the fresh air that makes it dry up. So as long as you pop it inside there, don't let the air dry get to it, then your glue bottle will always work.
And the lovely thing about these woodwork glue bottles is, I don't know if you use these at home or if you've already got them or are looking to maybe have a glue bottle like this, but it's nice and soft plastic. It's really easy to squeeze, isn't it?
Very easy to squeeze, very soft. At the end of the day, so you can see how much I've popped on there, and I'm gonna actually have it off the side, and I'm gonna hold it. At the end of the day, what I would do, it's got air in it now, so I would tap it, let all the air come out of it, all the glue go down, and then you get your stainless steel pin with the woodware ones. You pop your pin into it, you pull it out, and as you can see, there is still glue on there. If you just left that in, that's what dries. So you keep popping it in and out until it comes out clean.
So you're cleaning it, yeah.
Yeah, like when you're checking a cake.
Yeah.
Just like when you're checking a cake.
So you can see the batter mix or whatever, and then if it comes out clean,
yeah,
then you're
it comes
fine.
out clean, you know it's cooked.
Yeah.
If that comes out clean, you know that it's not going to block up. And then what are we going to do? We've got a nice little bat here. Let's put a bat in the air. And you can see all I'm doing, I'm not having any glue block up because I'm putting it straight back into my parts there, into my tack there. And then we're going to put the witch on here. And let's put her on nice and I'm not over gluing. The beauty with the cosmic shimmer glue, it's just the right consistency to be able to use in these small ones.
It's quite important to have that woodware as well to get the detail of your die, whether usually it's like a sentiment die that you want to get in the curls of the G's or the tops of the Y's, but here you've got so much detail in that witch as well. I hope she doesn't mind me calling her that as well, but she is, isn't she? She's a witch.
Of course she's a witch.
Yeah, but you know, you feel bad saying that though, don't you? Like, oh yeah, she's a witch, you know. Yeah, I know it's factual, but
it's factual.
I still feel guilty.
It's an Halloween little witch, and then what we're going to do is go around here and you can see all that embossing. Absolutely beautiful for embossing, love them. I love to see the details. I remember starting die cutting, my little boy is 24 now, and when he was first born, that's when I started with die cutting. And you didn't get the detail you got now.
Yeah.
You didn't get that detail.
It's a different world these days, isn't it? I remember we were all amazed 20 odd years ago when you'd have like a square nested die. You think, wow, you got a square so quickly. Whereas now you've got all of this embossed detail, the cut window, the windows, and all with the power of the Big Shot as well, which is a good die cutting machine, that.
Yes, it was. It's one of the original ones, isn't it? Now I've forgotten my 3D foam, so all I'm going to do is just turn some cardstock over, put a little bit of glue there, and I want this raising just a little bit. So that's going to go, and I'm going to put some glue on there.
You know, it's actually quite nice to see you not using 3D foam. You can just, you know, it's a workaround, isn't it? It's a environmentally aware workaround.
Yeah. So I'm just raising it just a little bit. By using the glue, the cosmic shimmer glue, it will just raise that a little bit. And then I think on top of we've still got we're going to do a little bit of, so I'm going to do like a little 3D. So I'm folding it in half, a little piece of paper, folding it into quarters. It doesn't matter what size it is, as long as it's not too big to go.
So you want it hidden behind, but giving you the volume.
Yeah, giving the volume, but I also want it to flatten down when it flattens down. I really should have done maybe 5.
So this is where we've got the foam tape. Well, when we do have
You do
foam
have
tape
your
or foam
foam
squares.
tape, yeah. I'm going to do
with
it
the right
5.
tools.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's when you forget things, isn't it? So I'm going to take it into a square and do a little bit of glue there. And that one, cut that down a little bit. Told you we were going to wing it.
I thought you were winging the design, not the actual, but it's turned out to be a complete wing.
This is how I craft.
Speaking of wings, have we got a bat in there somewhere as well?
We've got a lovely bat.
Okay.
We've got 3 bats in that one, and we have a single bat into that one.
Perfect.
It's also got. I forgot that one.
This is the kind of thing I think with Halloween sets, certainly seeing what people have made on Facebook or social media, having a Halloween set, yeah, we might well sell or make Halloween cards, but it's the gift bags and gift boxes and sweet bags and buckets that we, I think...
Get your ATCs.
Yeah,
you
of
know me
course.
and my ATCs, I like my ATCs. So just in a little square there.
For anyone new to crafting, that's artist's trading card.
Artist trading cards. We're making this a little bit 3D. And that's going there. So we need the white pen. And what we're doing for time?
Do you know, I haven't even checked. I think we've got thumbs up from the timing team. So
There we go. And then we can have this one coming out on her hand. So she's she's just been out flying. She's just come back. Dinner's on.
yeah, dinner's on.
Dinner's
She's got
on.
a broom.
And she's just about on her way home. And little birdie that she has is out of the cage, coming back in.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
perfect. And she doesn't even need to find a parking space for the broom either. It's
No,
just, you
she's
literally
puts me out her door.
like fly in and just carry it with you. Just, you know.
And then we're just going to highlight things with a nice little white pen. And then if I'd left, oh yes I did. Don't forget you can put anything that you want onto here. You can make the sky with stars into it, whatever you want to pop into it. And there we go. And we've got a little cat that when you want to pop it in an envelope, it'll go there.
So flat for postage, but
Flat for
nice
postage,
and 3D
nice
for
and 3D.
the effect when you open it.
And just a nice little quick card.
Karen, that's brilliant. I'll just tip it up here.
There we
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful to see that. So, you know, built from the ground up as well, and that's what we love about crafting, don't we? Like the unique nature of being able to make something that's completely its own thing, unique,
Yeah.
and it's from your own head. You said you were going to wing it. You didn't have an idea. I don't believe it. I think you had kind of an idea. I think you do.
No, I had no idea. I knew what products I was going to use. I knew what all the cosmic shimmers. I absolutely love it. This is the one that's made my game changer with the cosmic shimmers pixie powders, because I can choose to make it light, or I can choose to make it heavy.
Yeah.
And on Halloween's heavy.
It was that decision you made at the beginning, wasn't it? Once you put your powder down, one little spritz, keep the dots, hammer it with the water. I'm sure there's a better
That's
word
it.
for that.
Yeah, spray,
Yeah,
make it wet.
keep pumping the water out, and it
it
will
wet.
create that backdrop. And I think we all love to buy a new paper pad, but if we can make them ourselves as well,
I love
It's-
making my own paper pads.
Exactly.
Because I can then start using my stamps. I could get a tree stamp and start bringing trees around the outside of it.
Yeah.
I could emboss them in gold, in black, and bring out anything that I want to with that one. But I'm quite happy with that one.
and were you to take some of your other backgrounds as well, you know, and start die cutting through, you can, you know, get your own die cuts. You can then position the die and think, right, okay, I'll maybe cut out a nested hexagon or a nested circle or whatever it might be, or cut an oval out and actually make that's your frame there, all ready to go.
Underneath,
Perfect.
thank you.
I love an interactive audience helping us find things all lost.
It's just like being at home when I forget where things are.
Where are they?
So we've just got a die cut, and we'll just do a quick die cut with some of the card, the cardstock that we've been using.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
And you'll be able to see the difference.
So it takes on a different character of its own. So yeah, you can take a page and you can think, well, looks really pretty in its own right. Or it might look like something you wouldn't use. You might look at that design and say, I love it, but I wouldn't use it as one single piece. But once you've die cut a letter or an image out of it, it just takes on a whole new character.
Once it's all dry, you can die cut.
Here's our witch. I still feel bad calling her a witch. There we are.
Which still feel bad.
Which still feels bad. Yeah. Amazing,
There
amazing
you
to
go.
see that. Yeah, we did see a close-up, Karen. I
You did
promise
see a close-up,
I
no
promise
problem.
you. We did quickly, and then we mixed back to a picture of you, which is when you looked up and thought, I don't see the witch.
I didn't see the witch.
That's brilliant. Karen, have you got anything else you want to show or say today, or because I don't want to feel like I'm cutting you off before?
You're not
You know,
cutting me
someone
off.
just
I've
puts
had
the
a
phone
lovely
down.
time. Thank you very much. It was just asked for me this morning, and I wasn't expecting it, but thank you very much. Just use
Well, it
up
just
what
shows
you've got.
what just shows what a professional you are, then, to be able to just walk in and literally wing it. And
No, I
just
do.
say,
I do. I wing it every time.
Karen, can you craft something? Yeah, what time do you need me? After lunch, I'm less cranky. I'm talking about me now, not you.
Oh no, I work early in the morning, so that I'm all right in the morning. It's 8 o'clock when I'm getting cranky.
You don't want to see me at 8 o'clock, let alone talk to me. But Karen, thank you so much. It's been
Thank you
lovely.
very much. It's been
Lovely
lovely.
seeing you.
Thank you,
Do you want
everybody.
to give a shout out to the website if anybody's seen anything today or they want to go visit?
We're here today. It's a crafty place, and it's It's craftyplace.co.uk.
I hope
you see,
it
I
is.
don't have to use the website. I just pick a photo.
Oh, you just-
Annie,
Yeah.
Michael.
The old style way.
Yeah.
But also How to Craft Network is .com.
.co.uk.
Yeah, How to Craft Network, of course, .com. You can see the live shows there, live for a few hours a week with How to Craft Network, but also live now on YouTube, and this will be uploaded onto the Stamping Together Facebook page as well. It is Stamping Together. What I said, yeah, it's the crafting. I got that right or wrong? Yes, Stamping Together. I should have just gone with it. I got it right in the first place. Stamping Together. Karen, thank you so much for showing us that crafting today, and we will be back with more live demonstrations in due course.
Thank you, bye.
And thank you very, very much for tuning in then live on the YouTube channel for the How to Craft Network. And this will also be uploaded onto the Stamping Together Facebook page. So you'll be able to see all of these demonstrations you're about to see, rewind them, watch them over again, cut out these little bits with me, and then just get the pure craft at your leisure. But wherever you're watching us, live on YouTube at the moment, across the world, whether it's in Iceland, I know we've got one of our happy crafters over in Iceland, so hello to you, and in America, right the way across the globe, thank you for your time here on the How to Craft Network YouTube channel. This is Sarah from Funky Fossil. Of course we'll be crafting away, but in what direction then, Sarah? What are you going to be doing for us today?
I thought I would combine our stamps, our stencils and some of our dies into one nice festive card, simple to make.
And you'll be using Funky Fossil's good craft goodies, whatever it is. What would you describe Funky Fossil as a crafting brand? Is it?
I'd say quirky and fun, really, I think best describes what we do at Funky Fossil. We like to bring something a bit unusual, something with a bit of a twist, lots of bright colours, and definitely always a bit of humour involved as well.
I say keep it light, keep it humorous.
Light.
There are no rules, no guidelines or anything. You just go for it in whichever way. What sort of crafters shop with Funky Fossil? Is it paper crafters, clean crafters, or messy mixed media?
Across the board, actually, because we've got on our design team, we've got all of those different styles of crafters who work with the products. And I describe myself as somebody who started clean and simple card making, but I've definitely gone very much more into the mixed media, inky style of things more recently. So the products lend themselves to doing really pretty much anything.
Okay, Sarah, we'll take it away. Where do we go then, first of all?
Right, so I thought we'd use our new stencil, which is called Our House. And if any of you watched How to Craft Network on Tuesday this week, I was just doing some demonstrations with this. It's part of our new home collection. Very simple stencil, just a large aperture. And I'm just going to use our blending brushes and ink, lay some distress oxides into that aperture shape. And these are just lovely rich blues, because I'm going for a bit of a wintry look. So have you been having a fun day today, Matt?
Oh, Sarah, thank you very much for asking. Yes, indeed. It's always good to get up close and personal, like live with crafters, live with creatives, but also meet so many wonderful people that have somehow discovered crafting along the way. You know, whether it be something that they discovered 20 years ago and just love, or the newer crafters that are just welcoming into the fold. I think it's lovely to meet people, especially after the weird few years we've had.
Yeah, really.
First hand. You know.
I think certainly I've met lots of people on the stand today at all different levels of crafting, as you say, new to it and just kind of discovering some of these products for the first time, and others, as you say, who've been regulars for many years.
I've talked to a lot of people who've got full craft rooms as well.
Oh yeah, but we've always got space for a little bit more, haven't we? It's always, we can always fit something in.
It's true, it's true. I know we've already got boxes and boxes full at home, and we do use it, we do. There are some bits I haven't used for years, but I will get round to it, and I'm sure I strike a chord with you and a lot of people watching today. But I also saw my wife with a whole pile of new things with the children, with MDF and bits and bobs.
I said that to you, it's going to be an expensive day for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've been seeing some fab pictures on Facebook with people kind of displaying their new Stamps by Me magnetic mats.
Yeah, this is brilliant.
I've got craft room envy. I've seen some amazing craft rooms. Mm. So you can see how simple it was to just get that aperture inked up. I've gone for a bit of an ombre with the Uncharted Mariner and then some peacock feathers and some salvage patina, just to give me a bit of a blend of blues. And they all work really well together. And our blending brushes just make that easy to get that colour laid down quickly. And something you'll have seen me do lots of times is then layering the stencils on top of each other. So we've got a nice kind of solid image on our card front there, and I'm just going to layer our Snow is Falling stencil over the top and add a little bit of ink through that. Now, I don't know if any of you watched Leona with Glitzcraft earlier today, but certainly if I was doing this at home, I'd probably use some Glitzcraft paste and put some kind of bling in there as well. So I'm just going to go for the quick and easy option now, but if you want to add a bit of silver and a bit of glitter to your card, then that's a good way to go. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say the Glitzcraft paste is nice and fine, isn't it? So, because this is such a detailed stencil, as you say, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, the one I've done earlier, I've used that Glitzcraft paste on it already to give me that bit of kind of dimension and that bit of shimmer, because we all need a bit of shimmer at Christmas, so. I'm just going to go in with that darker blue again, add a bit of snow to the top of our house, and then we'll have the satisfying bit with stencils is always the reveal, isn't it? You've got all that kind of ink going on and you think, well, I'm not sure what I've got left under here. It's always great to kind of lift that off and see.
Beautiful.
So let's just take that off. You can see that that's given us a nice crisp image on the card front. But we've got lots of white space around it, so if you wanted to add sentiments or other die cuts, you can really build a scene up around the house. But I had a good idea on my demo on Tuesday, so I thought, if I've got a good idea, I may as well use it twice. So I'm not going to waste a good idea. And what I had done, if you did watch me, is I'd used the house stencil, just literally drew around it, and then cut it with a craft knife to give me an aperture. And so I'm going to put this over a card base using some of our new papers, our white magic papers, and that's going to give us an opening front to our card. So what I'm going to do, I've already cut out this stenciled image, super easy to cut out obviously. So I'm going to stick that on and we're going to have therefore an opening door in front of the card.
It's really easy, multitasking on a particular tool, so you've got a very simple looking stencil, but then using it as a simple craft knife, and you've made yourself a beautiful aperture when you leave that one door.
Exactly, because the stencil comes both with the aperture and the mask, so you can work into it, you can work around it, super simple. And so if I put that on our card front, we're already going to have an aperture there. And then I said to you at the beginning, Matt, that we're quite kind of fun and quirky. So what I'm going to put behind our door is one of our Zinsky art trees from a Tree Mendus stamp set. So we've got that kind of wintry outside, and we're going to have this cheeky character popping out at you from behind the door, which I think is...
So those are brilliant stamps. So do you mind me holding the packaging up so that we can see? These, you wait until you see these on a close-up, because these the characters are just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hold it there, we'll see. But if you've got a phobia of a tree growing arms and legs and running towards you, don't look now. But how fantastic, that's such humour. Does this set sort of encompass what Funky Fossil are about?
Absolutely.
Then? Don't take yourself too seriously.
No.
Give them something completely different to what you would normally expect.
And I think, I mean, we all know we make lots of Christmas cards every year because it does come round annually.
Yeah.
And
it's a surprise, but
no,
yes,
it's a shocker. But actually, it's nice to have something that's a bit of a quirky twist.
Yeah.
And it's going to make the recipient smile or take them, kind of give them an unexpected surprise. So now you could ink round the edge of the card blank, the panel on the front, but I'm mindful of time. So let's stick our little cheeky character in here. I'm sure everyone in this room is much further ahead with their Christmas card making than I am.
Yeah, in the crafting community, we start early, don't we? But I've been quite bad this year with my busy 9 to 5, and it's usually 9 till 6 or 6:30, and then the evening's taken up. It's just a weekend thing then, isn't it? But so don't feel too guilty if you haven't made your Christmas cards yet.
No, this is me making them now.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
So we've got our character there, and then the only thing I would add on the front of this card is our country view dies. So this is a beautiful kind of outline die, and I think it just brings that scene at the front to life, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
the die itself is put it against this pink. It's got the two hills on it, and all I've done, and it's something I'm sure lots of you do as well, is just trimmed it down. So I've taken away the top tree, the top hill, because I only want the one on our image here, and I don't have scissors.
You did have a pair of scissors, didn't you? Where are the scissors gone?
I could tear it, but I'm sure that'd be really messy.
I don't know. It's just so naughty, isn't it? You could do.
Let's
Go on, get away.
Please.
We'd never normally do it. Never normally do
We're
this at
amongst
home.
friends.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to
Normally
tell.
it would be a snip, wouldn't it? But
It would.
you've done it.
But look at that. No, nobody would know.
Nobody would know if it wasn't live on YouTube and on the internet and available on the Facebook page with the Stamping Together
Yeah.
Facebook page and easily to
I think-
rewind and watch any time. Nobody's ever going to know.
I think we've kept it under wraps, Matt. I think we've got away with it.
You know we haven't.
So I'm just adding a little bit of glue. I'll have to blame Toni for hurrying me up to come and get ready to do my live, for not forgetting my scissors. So all we're going to do is just fold that. Look at that. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Yeah. Nobody saw anything there.
It's beautiful.
And then I think all I've got, again, is our festive word dies. So we've got dies, we've got stencils, we've got stamps on here. Just add a little pop of red to the front of the card, and that will echo that warmer colour inside with our little cheeky tree. And that will be a very simple Christmas card. Just there. Do you want that just
Absolutely
holding up to the
beautiful,
front?
Sarah. What I'll do is I'll hold it up for us. But what a card in so many different ways and levels that you've got on the front of it. Just that unexpected magical tree on the inside when you open it up. Just a multifaceted Christmas card that. And such good humour. It's very unexpected. You've got this crisp and
It's
clear
a classic,
winterscape.
Yeah. And then you've got your little
And then this animal of a Christmas tree on the inside.
Absolutely.
It's
So-
great. It's absolutely brilliant.
So whichever your style, whether it's that kind of classic, crisp, that Nordic look, then just use the front of the card. If you want something that's going to make people smile, then you've got the trees from Funky Fossil to
And easy
bring
to
that
colour as
life.
well. I'm guessing it doesn't look, nice clear open spaces on there. Sarah, thank you so much. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to see that from start to finish. Working with Funky Fossil, you say working with, playing with, crafting with, all of the above. But wonderful. And you're having a good day, live day today. We spoke earlier as well about meeting all the crafters.
Yeah, I mean, I love getting out and just meeting, putting names or faces to names that I know from online, and just meeting lots of you and just hearing about what you do with the products as well. So do come by and say hello if you haven't done already.
Oh, that's lovely. Well said, Sarah. And there you are. If you're watching this now on YouTube, because this whole video is going to be uploaded onto the Stamping Together Facebook page. This YouTube video now going out live on the How to Craft Network. If you haven't made it to a live event or plan to make it to a live event, wherever you are in the world, try and tie it in with something else maybe. Perhaps maybe seeing family, but face to face. It's absolutely lovely to know that you're there. Either way, even smiles across the miles, that's the way we can all stay in touch and perhaps share experiences and share tips and crafty tricks as well at the same time. But Sarah from Funky Fossil, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello there, we are still live then on the How to Craft Network YouTube channel. Thank you very much for tuning in or logging on or whatever you call it these days. My name is Matt and we're here with Carly Duff. Hello Carly.
Hiya, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
So we're live now on YouTube, but this is all going to get uploaded onto the Facebook page, the Stamping Together Facebook page. People can watch it at their own leisure. But it's nice to know, nothing to do with me, but the How to Craft Network is award-winning.
Of course. Definitely. I mean, I've been featured on there for quite a few years now. I'm really, really blessed. And of course, Amala being hand in hand with Stamps by Me, it's just seamless.
Seamless. So the Imala brand, let's see if I can get this right.
Oh, come on then.
I've been in cold storage for 9 months. Ink made art like art.
Oh, he's got it. Well done, Matt. Well done.
The only thing I'm going to get right today. But with that in mind, Imala,
Yes.
it's empowering then, isn't it?
Of course, these are the most ingenious, beautiful stamps that I personally think you can buy on the market. One, it's the size, and of course they're just totally fresh, totally unique. And what I do is give you that beautiful artwork to start with, and you get to enjoy.
That's in our hand, and then we sort of take
Exactly.
it.
I mean, I'm so confident in the imagery of my stamps that you don't even need colour if you don't want it.
Ooh, very interesting. So just stamped monochrome.
Just monochrome,
yeah.
black and white, mats and layers taken care of. The actual physical stamp and the imagery you get from the stamps is so striking that if you don't want to do colour, you don't have to.
Okay, all right. Well, it's live today at the Port Sunlight Crafting Show, as well, the Stamping Together show. Lovely to see so many people live in our studio audience.
I know, check us out. We're out.
Thank you. Thank you. We're out and about. Is it lovely then, face to face, after the couple of years we've had?
Beautiful, because basically lots of crafters or artisans, my artisans that follow Amala, have come to see me today. And of course, on social media, hardly anyone has a profile picture of themselves. It's usually their dog or their cat. So I'm really familiar with names, so it's so wonderful to put faces to them.
All right, well, look, Carly, what do you want to do today then? Where are we going to go?
Okay, well, we're going to create something special. So I'm going to be using my Eureka 101 because it is the fantastic station to use. But I'm going to be using Top Hat mixed in with that beautiful chandelier staircase. Now, I do believe they are still available on the website, so go and have a look. I always make these. I call them patsies, because why not? And basically, I call them patsies. I like to give things names, like proper names, you know. So
but it's a mask, but it's a patsy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a patsy. So yeah, so I stamp my image out. You don't have to use particular paper. You can really easily just use copier paper, cut out that design. So now that's your mask ready to go. So I'm going to pop this straight down onto my project, keep that in position. Then I'm going, and I've got a little tiny tad of low-tack tape on the back there, just a tiny amount. On top of that, I'm going to be stamping my chandelier. Really, really simple. So I'm going to pick it up on my Eureka, a little bit of fingertip dancing over the top, and then I will just grab my black ink. Really, really simple. So this is your foundation of creating your perfect stamp. It really, really is. So straight over the top, over my patsy. Oh, you wanted that,
I'll get that.
didn't you?
I'll get this. Whether I make it back up again is another question.
Oh.
There we go. Back.
How's your knees?
It's all right.
It's okay. So,
The back is it's my back, just here as well.
Really?
It's like, yeah, aches and
Beauties
pains.
of age.
It's when I turned 40, 7 years ago. Somebody said, I think it was on Facebook, everyone said, oh, yeah, happy birthday, happy birthday. And then one of the comments just came through and it said, you wait, Matt, you just start falling apart now. And
Totally,
I thought, yeah, you're right.
So I'm going to take off that mask now, and of course I've got that perfect area to sit her in exquisitely. So this is how you can build up your layers with your stamping, really, really simple. The beauty of the Eureka means that if I don't get precision, perfect colour straight away, I can very simply go back again and create that. With these sort of stamps that have a lot of black work, I tend to scrub first to get a layer of ink on, then tap over the top. Of course, you can go back in it in as many colours as you like, and I actually created this stamp earlier in a Halloween skull candy feel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so super adaptable. Just different, isn't it? It's just beautiful. So there we go already.
Amazing, that's absolutely incredible.
Really striking, really, really striking. So I can go back if I want to continue.
But Connie, such a lovely technique as well to get the, you know, you've got the dimension.
You've got depth straight away, exactly.
Yeah.
And then of course, then you just choose your favourite medium, whatever it is, whether it's watercolour, whether it's pen, whether it's ink, whatever you prefer.
But should we do the test on the close-up shot now?
Oh,
we just
yeah.
hold that up? Because should we do the monochrome test? Because you said the detail in a stamp. I don't know what everybody else thinks here in the room too with us and watching live on YouTube, but the detail there, minus colour.
Exactly.
Pure art.
You don't need colour if you don't want. So then you just matte that in black, pop it on maybe some silver behind, then straight onto a white card, done. Maybe wrap a bit of vellum around it as well. You can easily do that with your sentiment. It's sings, doesn't it? It's already telling the story of an adventure.
Don't say it sings, Collie. Don't give me any ideas.
Go on, start singing.
I can't.
Oh, go on, I'd love that.
I can't.
Have you been
do your thing that you did before we went live. That.
Oh! See, no one does it.
See? We will later. I would, but my knee hurts. But,
Oh, I get that. I get that. So now, this is just a background that I was creating earlier, really, really simply. Repeat stamping using your dye ink based inks, and then just spray water over the top, add a little bit of colour on top of that. Done. It's so simple. Just make sure you dry it off properly before you move on. So the next stamp that I'm going to use is Striker Pose. These are all from chapter 23, so this is the new collection that I'm bringing in here. And I'm going to emboss with this time. So I'm just going to pick this straight up onto my Eureka, and I will go for my clear embossing ink this time. There we go. Just give it a nice light tap. Try not to squish, because otherwise around the outside you will pick up on that ink, and you don't want that. If you have used any of my stamps before, you may know that sometimes you can get air bubbles, especially on the bigger, larger stamps. All you need to do is pull it back and then allow it to fall down naturally, and then all of the air bubbles come out. So then I'm just going to go clean on. Then I'm just going to go straight into my pot. Let's grab some ink. I'm going to be using Eyes ink. It is my favourite. It just does what it says on the tin. It's super crisp, super perfect, beautiful. So I'm just going to sprinkle over the top. Then we just allow that to fall down. Go back if you've missed places. This is the beauty of a messy pot.
But this is all the beauty of the stamp as well, because it doesn't matter if you don't catch every single bit of your initial bit of artwork on the stamp.
Yep. Perfection. So now I'm just going to go on my hot set.
So do this bit.
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. It still amazes me embossing. It's one of the first stamp techniques that I learned, but still today I find it absolutely incredible. Now, with a marler, you may think, well, that's too big for the little card that I want. What about sectioning it down? What about stamping through apertures? Makes a really, really big difference. So there we go. We're nearly there. But look how luscious that is. So then to go over the top, all I'm going to do is pick up some gold Eyes ink. There we go, on my fan brush. Just dip your edge. Then we're just going to finish with a little splat.
Lovely that.
And there we go.
Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. And you know, so many different ways of configuring it as well, because that was a background which you could have used any one of your Imala stamps for.
Exactly, absolute perfection every single time.
Notice the size, what would you say, it's like a uniformity to the size of your Imala stamps as well.
Exactly.
Is there a choice that you've made, because they're usually on an A5?
I start with an A5 platform, but then you can snip that down really, really simply. Another technique that I really love doing is using a aperture.
Yeah.
I use these all the time. Really, really simple. So then you can just pick up a stamp. Let's have a
I
look.
realise something as well here, Connie. I realise why I feel happy and relaxed. I haven't got somebody bullying me in my ear.
It's great, isn't it?
It's only just dawned on me.
Yeah.
But why do I feel different?
We haven't got two people shouting at us.
Yeah.
We have a director and a producer that constantly tells us what to do.
Yeah, but not here, not today.
No,
We've just
it's
got
good.
Tech Tim, who's smiling.
Look at us, we're flying on our own.
I'm free.
So now I'm going back in over that aperture. Now, because you're doing double layers, you need to make sure you give it a good old push. Doesn't matter about the extra because it still looks good. So I'm going to slightly move this to this side now. And we'll just pop her across there.
Well, this is what you're talking about picking out details, so using an aperture, using a shape, just play with it. So I guess just get your circle and move it over the stamp and decide what fit you want to take.
Exactly, or you can go free and just go and, you know, enjoy yourself with it. So already, I've created something
like
very different.
Yeah. Wow.
And that is purely stamping through an aperture.
So creating, you never quite know what you're going to make, but you know, you've created like potentially a journal page that's got a lot of white space to it.
So then I could go straight in if I wanted, with a sentiment. Absolutely perfect. Pop that on there. And even though I've done a black and white project, what I will do is grab some colour.
There's your Stamps by Me ink pads as well.
These are the best. They're not back in stocks for another 6 weeks.
Okay.
So there's the happiness. Now I'm just going to grab a wet brush with my water, and I'm just going to push that colour. Now don't waste any colour that's on the stamp. Pick that up as well. I'm just going to blend that away.
What a lovely technique. Do you know, it's been all these years and I've not seen, like I've done that technique with a water-based ink pad when I've stamped a flower. But never with a sentiment. I've never even thought about it. I don't know what anyone else thinks here watching live, but yeah, why not?
This is
why
what I'm on
you?
about.
Yeah.
My stamps are so strong that you really don't need colour if you don't want to. So then I'm just going to pop that on over the top. Perfection.
Yeah, that's such a good idea, that. It's such a great way of stamping a sentiment. So you've got your halo around it, your halo of colour. That's lovely, absolutely lovely. Look at the professional in you as well, Carly. You're holding it up nice and still for the close-up camera.
I'm very hot, it's really hot in it.
I remember one of my first times on the telly, I'd be holding something and I was shaking, and somebody said to me, just hold it near the table, it's fine.
Exactly. So
that's such a good idea.
There we go, just going straight through on your apertures, really simple. Multiple different layering that you can do there as well, and then of course backgrounds with your embossing over the top. Beautiful.
So I wonder, I was just about to say. I was just about to say, I wonder how many fans of Imala we've got watching today. And fans
Oh,
of
put your
Carly
hands up
we've got
if you're an
watching.
Imala artisan. There's a lot of them.
We've got one. But Carly, thank you so much. It's an amazing demonstration to see there on both. Just to see what's possible, you know, with the black and white, the monochrome, adding your own bit of colour, or stamping onto maybe a paper pad where you've got, because you seem to have strong silhouettes on your Imala stamps that just work whatever.
So there's
whatever
so
they
much.
are.
I mean, the possibilities are endless. They really are.
They're lovely. Carly, thank you.
Thank you.
Are you having a good show as well here today? Wonderful live audience.
Amazing show. I even got the girls doing the conga out there to the stand.
You did. That's not a myth. It actually happened.
It actually happened. I'm living the dream.
All right. Carly, on behalf of everybody watching here live as well, I can see lots of smiley faces around. So you've got fans, you've got people that love what you do. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch what Carly's doing today.
Thank you.
And that would have been our last live demonstration today on the YouTube channel. But did I just walk over to Simon's desk over there and say, Simon, thank you so much for agreeing to do a live demonstration for us today.
Simon's coming
I kind of bamboozled him into saying yes. So I don't know if I've got this psychic ability or something, I'm not sure. But there'll be one more live demonstration. We'll take about 5 to 10 minutes for Carly just to pack down and for Simon to come over. But there'll be one more live demonstration for you today on the YouTube channel. Please do stay tuned. Hello there, thank you very much for staying live with us on YouTube. Lovely to have you company through, I'm going to say the afternoon because that's where we are in the UK, and it is the afternoon here at Port Sunlight. And it sounds like a nice place, doesn't it, Port Sunlight? And it is, it's a beautiful place. So if you do get a chance to visit the live show one day, we would love to see you here. But we are aware that maybe you have been coming to the show over the years, and maybe for whatever reason you're unable to make it this year, which is why it's doubly nice to be able to use technology and go live on YouTube so that you can still be a part of the show, feel connected. And of course, it's a good way to spread the word as well and let your friends know at the same time. My name's Matt, not necessarily a very familiar face at all to the How to Craft Network, so it's a pleasure that the team can have me and welcome me to the show today. But somebody far more familiar is Simon. So lovely to see you, Simon. How's your live show been today here at Port Sunlight with your stand?
It's been amazing. It's been all the people as well coming to have a look at the collections. It's nice to interact with people, isn't it? Have a bit of conversation.
It is, and it's always nice to see and be a bit of a magpie when it comes to crafty goodies as well at the same time. So you can go to other people's stands and sort of have a look. And I must read out a name. I need a bit of a drum roll, but I can't hang on. Thank you. There it is. Thank you for helping me with the drum roll, because the raffle winner, now everybody here went into the raffle, everybody that bought a ticket on the door went into the raffle as well, and the winner is, sorry if it's not you, but it's Maya Kilcross. So Maya has won all of these goodies here, and if we just very quickly go through it, because we you know, these are good things. We've got dies from Sue Wilson, who Creative Expressions.
I ain't got that.
Do you want that one then? No. But some really nice things here. I mean, dig in, Simon, and see very quickly before we get into your demonstration. But we've got some MDF.
Christmas now.
I know my wife was on that stand earlier buying some of the MDF Halloween things. So she's made a couple of purchases from that. We've got Picture This with an Art Deco building. Some more. Where are these? Oh, that's Glitz Craft. I didn't spot those before, but Glitz Craft, a couple of stamps there. Really cool. Avogo, is that one of yours?
That's one of mine.
There you go, so that's one of your dies. A few more. One of my favourite brands as well, Pink Ink. Do you like Pink Ink?
That's lovely. Look at that image.
Yeah, that's a beautiful example there of Buffalo Jill. And even more besides, plus the 12x12 paper pad as well. So all of that. Sorry I didn't win it. Sorry you didn't win it, Simon. Sorry if anybody here didn't win it. But Maya Kilcross is the winner of the raffle. What would you like to do for us today then, Simon?
I'm going to give you a quick demonstration with the new collection from Avogo Ink, and this is our Game Over collection. So I'm going to use the crash set of stamps, which have got the nice faux image of the large male in there, and some good sentiments and little background stamps. And then we've got the full background set. I'm going to use some elements from this to complete the card. So give you some inspiration if you bought this collection today.
Wonderful stuff. So if you're looking for it, if you're watching now live on YouTube or Facebook on the Stamping Together page on Facebook, if we want to get hold of any of these, Simon, where do we go? Which website?
You can go to the How to Craft Network and we can get it from there for you.
Perfect. So take it away and I'll do some tidying up. I made the mess. It's only right.
Right, so I'm going to start off with my backing piece of card. Get that into our stamping platform. And I've got two of the big background stamps. I've got the one with like the little pizzas on it, and I've got the one with the electrode background. So we're going to get those stamped onto here. Going to stamp them both at the same time. There we go. Just pick that up in your stamping platform. I'm going to go with a black ink just to make it pop. You'll be able to see all the detail then. And these stamps as well, although they're strip stamps, you can extend them left and right and up and down, so they will actually tally. But it'll show you that in a second. Give that a good push down.
I get the impression you're filling a bit of a gap in the market here, Simon, with designs like this. Very different. You not just different in a unique sense, but like we don't get these kind of images very regularly, if at all.
No, and the thing is, we appeal to everybody having a go. That's why it's called Have a Go, the brand. So it's not designed at any age group, but you can pull it together and make a really interesting card. So as you can see, I've got my two little areas on their stamps. I'm just going to extend these designs up and down now. So the stamps that we've designed will extend left and right, up and down. The same with the actual word stamps. So we'll just get a shot of that for you. You can see on there. I'm just going to put that into my stamping press. Bring this down, and we'll just extend it further down the page. Just pick that up with a stamping platform. A little bit more ink. And then we'll do the same with the other side. Move the card down.
And Simon, tell us history about some of this design. This stamp that you're using now, is that all your own? Have you got a team or any advisors, or is it just all you?
No, so these are images we pulled together to make the collection. So we've pulled together lots of images that work well together.
Yeah.
And some really cool sentiments as well, like the I don't get old, I level up. Some really bold kind of bright pieces to the actual collection. So that'll really help you make a card easily. Just stamp this last bit on.
See, these are some of the cards I struggle to make for people. Like I haven't got the stamps for it. I look at the stash, and you might have a flower, but you haven't got a games controller, or a chip, or a joystick.
A little retro aliens.
Or a retro space invader, yeah.
Okay. So we've got our background there going on really nicely. You can see how it extends across the card.
Hold that for you, there you go.
Thank you. I'm going to map this onto some glitter card just so we can get some an extra bit of pop, bit of colour.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. Bit of red glitter card to make it pop, and then onto a black background to make it stand out even more. Just take that way actually. So we've got our base now for our card. You can see you've got a nice glittery edge, nice kind of a pattern going through there.
Just grab that for you this time. There we go. There you've got your sort of glittery border, matte layer. If you'd had more time, you would have cut the middle out of that. I know you would have done.
Save card.
Yeah, save card, use it for something else. But taking shape already. And, you know, nice to see that if you want to extend, you can. The eye does not see the join necessarily.
No, we're going to cover that bit up anyway, so
brilliant.
Do the centre part now. So I've got a strip of card. Just move that mount out of the way. Got our lovely kind of Tetris style stencil. Just tack that down. And use a distress oxide on this like a blue, and that's just to bring another element to this card colour. I'm going to blend that into our card. Just to give a bit of an interest strip really. It really ties in with this collection well. I'm going to extend that up, so I'm just going to move it a little bit more this way and continue that design. There we go. And then same again, I'm going to use the glitter card that I use on the main card just to extend this design a little bit more and make it pop. So I'll use my tape runner, so I'll move that over there a second. Probably wet glue would have been better for this, but... And then we'll mount that onto black as well to make it pop a little bit more.
Yeah, you mentioned wet glue there. If anyone's new to crafting, it's always that different type of card, isn't it? Whether it's a crunchy glitter card or a shiny mirror card or you know, a paper or...
Just gets into it more.
Uncoated. Yeah, it depends what glue really. You need more on standby, you need everything there. Having said that, a nice permanent tape pen, you can't, to be honest, can't beat it. Like for most jobs.
I think with most crafters we have more confidence with wet glue though, don't we, on glitter cards? So.
Yeah, alright then, big no.
So I'm going to split the card up now by putting this across the centre. So we're going to put that down there. So let's get that into position. Just tilt it that way. I'm just going to trim off the excess, turn this over. Same at the other side. Should have brought the bigger scissors. There we go. So we've got a really good card blank now to put our main character onto. So you can see on there, it just shows you both of them stamps and a bit of the stencil as well to bring it in. So I'll just pop that to one side.
And the benefit of keeping it simple colour-wise, you know, you just got your reds and greens so far, just for your backdrop.
Yep.
Keep it simple.
Bit monochrome though as well, which I think goes with the gaming collection. So, and we've got a nice big sentiment. I don't get old, I level up. So let's get that onto there. I will just try and get that magnet to hold it just on that top corner, and then we'll get that.
You haven't got much room there, have you, for the magnet?
No, I've cut it a bit tight.
Perfect.
There we go. Give that a good push down. I'm happy with that. Nice crisp sentiment. You can see the impact that that kind of gives you as well on there. And then we're just going to mount that onto a black layer now. Nice clear border so it pops. And then we're going to put that onto our card in a second. We just need a main character now from the collection. So we're going to be using Crash, which is the big mail icon on there. Really big card filler, so you can get that onto your cardstock. So let's get that stamped out.
I think we were having a discussion before the show about how cool or uncool we were growing up. I was uncool, Simon. How about you?
Ah, we're always cool. This is me.
So you win the prize. Cool Simon. Simon the cool dude. Because this was what I probably wanted to see in the mirror, but never have done. Oh well.
There you go, look at that. So I'm going to bring the stamping platform out the way just a second and bring some watercolours in. So you don't need a lot of colour on these. I'm just going to give him a bit of a colourful jacket. And you could use watercolour card as well, but I'm just using the stamping card for this.
Do you like the freedom the brush gives you, or do you pencils, pens, or is it always a brush?
I like any medium, to be honest with you. I like to play with it all. Yeah. So we'll just drag that blue round.
But never be afraid to pick up the brush. I don't know, I just find myself, I don't know about our live audience here today, but I find myself moving towards the pens more often than I do the wet brushes, and I don't know. It's quite nice though, isn't it? Just to squish a bit of ink down on an ink pad and then pick it up. Have a go. I know, I should just have a go. Yeah.
Let's give him a bit of a green jacket. I do like my colours to clash, I've got to say. So, just get some of that colour down.
Have these been popular sets as well, Simon, with you, these particular stamps?
Really popular. They only launched nearly 2 weeks ago, so this is kind of the first public outing with them.
Yeah.
But I've had lots of people come and say they purchased them today, so...
That's nice to know, yeah.
It's nice to see the mates when they get home and they can put them on the actual page for us to have a look at.
That's the beauty, isn't it, of social media and Facebook and being able to upload things and say, look, this is what I've made. And actually the beauty of being at the live event today, we've had crafters coming up to us. I know Toni's had a few crafters coming up to her, showing them her cards they've made using stencils and stamps and dies that they've bought from Stamps by Me or any brand under that wing. And it's lovely, so nice to see what people have made.
It just pushes you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you never think of all the ideas. It's nice to see what other people think of it as well.
You're right, but it's nice seeing people empowered as well, because the quality, honestly, the quality of some of the designs I've seen today, wonderful. Wonderful. From crafters that have been doing it for like a few years, you know, not long, but it's having quality products in your hand goes a long way, I think.
There we go, we've got a bit of colour on our character now. Just finish this bit of his jacket off. There we go.
Lovely.
I'm just going to chop him out now with my scissors. They're really easy shapes these as well to cut out, so you don't need dies for these. Take that all the way around.
Also, it's never, never sort of raise the bar too high and say, I must get this fussy cutting exactly right. It doesn't matter. Like, cut it with a bit of a halo around, cut it, maybe cut it deliberately randomly, or tear it. Yeah. but don't let anything put you off, basically. Just go for it and have a go. So if anybody's looking for these stamps as well today, they're called Crash. If you want to head to the website, where's the best place to go?
How to Craft Network.
Yeah, howtocraftnetwork.com, then if you're buying it online. But if you're buying it today, then you can still get there. And actually, I don't know if I speak for many other people here today, but these are the kind of designs that I don't really have at home. You know, if I was to be making a card for a teenager or a 20-something, or me in my 40s still playing games.
You could put someone's face on that as well.
Oh yeah, oh that's a really good idea.
Put your own photo in that.
That's such a good idea, Simon. So this character we're cutting out now, oh yeah, definitely, put a photo on to match, yeah.
So we've got a few foam pads now to put this bit of dimension into this card. So I'll just pop these off. I'm going to go with the sentiment this way. I'm going to get our main character, Crash, in the top corner. Ooh, these backing papers get me.
Do they?
There we go.
What, got your spine a bit?
You just
don't
want to come off.
Yeah.
Just move them to one side. There we go.
Oh, it's a superb card, Simon. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Brilliant. Round of applause. And to everybody watching live in the room and on YouTube as well at the same time, this was a design that Simon has just magicked up from nowhere. So Simon the Wizard, the crafting wizard, there you go, there's a new brand for you, the Craft Wizard. It's just magic, you know that. But does it just show us maybe how versatile the stamps and designs are? The fact that you can just think, okay, I need to make a quick card.
The stamps do the job, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't we? You just need a bit of glitter and glue.
Glitter and glue, and away you go, fill in the gap.
go.
Thank you so much for sparing the time to watch Simon live today. We can catch you again on the How to Craft Network at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, and normally every Monday, but just not this Monday.
Just not this one.
Not this Monday.
What have
I
you
need a
got?
rest.
Have you got plans?
Need a rest.
Simon, it's an absolute pleasure. The round of applause says it all. Thank you very, very much today for coming in. We shall see you again on the How to Craft Network again one day. Thank you for staying tuned with us on YouTube. And big round of applause for Simon again. And the show wouldn't be anything without you watching live, and the show wouldn't be anything without you visiting as well. So thank you to everybody here for supporting the Port Sunlight Stamping Together show, and Tony Darrick, Stamps by Me, all the other brands that are here too, along with Simon, flying the flag for being creative. So thank you so much for your time in watching the live YouTube feed as well. And it's wonderful that technology can be used in that way as well. So those folks that have visited over the years before, but for whatever reason can't make it this year, or to anybody that's never been but wants to see what the show is like, thank you for being a part of the YouTube feed. And don't forget, this will all be on YouTube as an edited video, so you can watch it again, all the good bits, but also it will be uploaded onto the Facebook page too, for the Stamping Together page. That's the Stamping Together Facebook page as well. Thank you very much for watching, and to all of our crafters today.